Debt Paradox, Paradox. Episode 1. My bad, I messed up the clap.
Do double clapping now, y'all.
I completely messed up the clap.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Tread the Great. I'm with,
Just Daniel.
and this is All Things Connected, a podcast designed to reconnect you with a better life. And we hopefully so far we've been doing a great job of that. I know one of the fateful F's, what I want to call it, the fabulous F's, is finance.
Fabulous.
And finance is a thing that I believe most people struggle with. And so I know we talk a lot about money. I know we talk a lot about interest and credit and all these things. But today in that finance sector, I want to talk about debt. Because we always hear about financial literacy, financial advisors, financial analysts, financial. But finances consist of a bunch of moving parts.
For sure.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about good debt, bad debt. Let's talk about how we're continuing to stay in debt, how to get out of debt. Let's talk about the hidden truths and the mystery of debt. Let's talk about what we're missing when it comes to debt. So let's start off here. I know we have a ton of people watching. Maybe not a ton. A few people watching.
That's a few.
I'm practicing for where we're going.
When we get that ton of people.
Right. I know we have a few people watching, and they don't even know what that is. So can you explain to the people, our great financial guy on this amazing podcast, what is that?
Now, I think we know what that is.
Everybody don't know what that is.
Google it. Debt is just an amount of money that you owe. You owe somebody some money, and you owe them for a specific period of time. It's just that simple. A lot of the language that is used in finances is not really hard.
Yeah.
And I want to really preface it with that. I think debt is such a prevalent issue these days because we practice debt. We practice living paycheck to paycheck, and we practice financing things beyond our means.
Let me interject real quick. Why do you think we practice debt? Why do you think we practice, according to your definitions, owing people money?
Because we want things now. Everything is have it your way now. And so if we really could afford and really pay for the things that we needed to buy, then you wouldn't see as many new products on the market. Nobody could afford them.
Yeah.
Our entire country is built upon debt. Like, you have to continue to stack it.
Yeah.
So we have to literally practice debt. Because if we don't, then it changes the dynamics of how we deal and how businesses are run.
Yeah.
See, when we stop, this is what they'll say. They'll say, oh, the economy is doing good. The economy is still doing good because people continue to swipe cards and buy products and inventory that they, number one, don't need.
Yeah.
Number two, can't afford. Number three, can't pay back.
Sure.
Right? And so in order for this to continue, we have to practice debt.
Yeah.
That's the only way. Like, that's the only way that you continue to get a new iPhone 15. If they produce a bunch of iPhone 15s and nobody buys them, they stop manufacturing them, and then they're going to start layoffs.
Yeah.
We can't pay all y'all.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now. Major companies are laying people off.
I saw UPS just laid off 12,000 workers. FedEx laid off about 36,000 of their employees. Google just laid off a ton of people.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
A lot of people are laying. Amazon. A lot of people are laying. Huge layoffs. That's what happens when people say, man, I got to start paying off this debt that I owe.
Yeah.
Right? And I got to stop increasing or bringing in new debt.
Yeah.
We cannot continue to fund this stuff. And so I think that's what happens. And so that's where I would start, like bad debt and good debt, like you were saying.
I was just going to ask, like, so how do you determine good debt or bad debt? Because it sounds like to me we're going to owe somebody something.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely you are, but there are ways around that, right?
Yeah.
And there are ways to how long you owe somebody something.
Correct.
See, we get tricked into, it's a 6-year note, I'm gonna pay it off in 6 years.
Yeah.
It's a 30-year mortgage, I'm gonna pay it off in 30 years.
Yeah.
Right? And so
good debt, bad debt.
Good debt, bad debt. And so credit cards, more than likely bad debt. Because you didn't spend that on a trip, some clothes, some shoes, some jewelry, whatever the case may be, has a high interest rate for most people.
Yeah.
Right? A car, bad debt. You determine good debt, bad debt based on whether or not it brings you income.
Sure.
If it's not bringing you income, more than likely it's bad debt. If it is bringing you income, more than likely it's good debt.
So name a few forms of good debt for our people so they can know what to go out and purchase and go out and put their money towards.
Yeah, anything. See, that's the thing. This stuff isn't really that hard.
Yeah.
So you can go buy a laptop.
Yeah.
And you begin to produce a product or a service, and then now that laptop is an asset. See, an asset is something that simply makes money.
Yeah.
It's not hard. If there's a definition out there that is more than that, lose it, drop it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that the definition of an asset is something that makes you money.
Correct.
It's just that simple.
Simple.
So it can be some clippers, right? Some clippers for a man or a woman who has 2 or 3 little boys.
Yeah.
That can become your asset. Now, it doesn't necessarily make you money, but it can save you money. You buy those clippers one time. Yeah, you're going to mess up their head the first couple of times, but then you learn, you get better.
Yeah.
And now you're not spending 30, 40, 50 bucks on a head.
Yeah.
On a haircut.
Yeah.
Right? So that can be an asset. Again, your laptop. Nowadays, your car can be an asset. Right, with the Uber Eats and the Lyft and the
Turos, all the car rental services.
Now it becomes an asset. So it depends on the purpose that you're buying and the use of whatever the item is.
Sure.
Right? Anything can become an asset. The problem is we buy things for leisure or we just let them sit around.
Yeah. Is the home an asset?
I believe so.
Why?
I believe a home is an asset because, number one, what it does is it stabilizes your monthly expense for shelter. When you are in an apartment or you're in a lease, it's going up. You don't own anything. And then once you leave, you don't have anything. That money just went down the drain.
Yeah.
Right? With the home, you build up equity. So when it's time for me to leave and I sell this house, I'm going to make X amount of dollars. So if I paid $100,000 for my house and I was able to pay off $40,000, right? It says $60,000 that I owe, and it appreciates. Let's say it appreciated up to $150,000.
Yeah.
Right? That's $90,000.
Yeah.
Right? You can't do that with
an apartment.
Renting an apartment.
Absolutely not.
Your apartment building, they're going to raise your rent almost every year.
Yeah. And another way it can be an asset is like when you do decide to move out of it or you want to relocate, you can rent it out. for
What's
more
the
than what the
use?
mortgage. Yeah.
What is the use? So now I can so an asset necessarily doesn't have to make
Make money.
It can also
Save you money. Yeah.
That's just the simple truth of it. And so once we get away from a well, credit card can make you money, but we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
But
that's another episode.
yeah. But once we get away from this mindset that we have to have the latest and the greatest, then
Yeah.
we'll see that, man, I don't even need as big of a house.
Yeah.
I can have this starter home,
Yeah.
build up equity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Save my money, and then move into a bigger home if that's what I choose.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't necessarily have to sell it. Like you say, I can rent this out.
Yeah.
Or I can sell it and have me a
Yeah.
decent little nest egg.
Anything can be an asset. When I got into the sneaker game like heavy,
Ooh, that's good.
and I realized the resale market. I
Yes.
was like, these shoes are no longer liabilities anymore.
Yeah.
These shoes are assets. So this particular shoe, I can resell. I mean, retail price was like $220.
Mm-hmm.
I can resell this for $300, $400 easy. And actually, if I go on Goat or StockX or one of those resale places, the market,
Mm-hmm.
they actually tell me this shoe may be, just depending on influx of people wanting it, this shoe may be $700 to $1,000.
That's crazy.
So you can really look at anything as an asset.
You can. And so I had a homeboy. He worked. We worked at Schnucks, a grocery store in St. Louis, and he had been working there for years, bro.
Yeah.
And he found that play out. What he started doing was he'd go to the Foot Locker or online or wherever, and he'd purchase up all of them, bro.
Yeah.
And then resell them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, dang, I like, man, he don't work. They like, nah, he been quit.
Yeah. I know a few multimillionaires off reselling shoes here in St. Louis.
Really?
Yeah, I used to buy shoes from them. Like,
That's simple. Buy at this price, resell at that's so simple. It ain't no grand master plan.
exactly.
This intricate formula. You gotta divide by this and multiply by this and carry the two. And
Right.
I'm buying at this price and I'm selling at this price.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it across X amount of shoes.
Yep. Not easily. And I was like, man, why you don't get a store? He's like, cause it's overhead. I don't want to get a store.
Ooh.
I can just
Y'all
pocket
gonna
all
come.
my money.
Y'all gonna come.
I'm gonna come to y'all.
Ooh, even better. Even better. So look, D, I'm looking at this CNBC article. It was published in November 14th. The average American has $90,000 worth of debt, right? But then it started breaking it down by
Categories.
Gen Z, millennials. Gen Z, 18 to 23, they already $10,000 in debt.
Gen Z is 18 to 23 years old.
That's what it's saying.
They already what?
$10,000 in debt.
Do they detail what kind of debt?
They do. But I just want to go over the numbers right now. Right? Millennials, us 24 to 39, $78,000 in debt.
Mm-hmm.
Gen X, $135,000 in debt. Baby boomers, 56 to 74, $97,000 in debt. And the silent generation, 75 and older, $40,000 in debt. So that's telling you that, bro, everybody's in debt.
Yeah.
Across all ages.
Yeah.
Right? And then they breaking this stuff down by like what type of debt it is.
Yeah.
Right? Credit card debt. Average credit card
big
debt.
one. I saw the latest thing that I saw with credit card debt was interest rates are at 20% on credit cards.
Yeah. I remember that was unheard of, bro.
Dude, that is insane for people to sign up for that, man.
Yep. Man.
So credit card debt, what's the other debt?
I'm sorry. Let me pivot real quick. There it is. The median income of people 75 and older is $49,000, which includes an average Social Security benefit of $21,000 a year. They don't got no money saved.
So that's what, about roughly $60,000?
What do you mean?
It said the average was $49,000, and then they got the $21,000 Social
About
Security.
70. Yeah, about 70.
Yeah, $70,000,
Yep.
and that's yearly.
Yep. Yep. And it's saying that they really need about $94,000 a year.
Oh, for sure. Because most of them staying in
Old folks.
old folks home, which is averaging about $3,000 to $8,000 a month,
Yep.
and that's like the subpar ones. The higher ones are $12,000 to $15,000 a month to stay there. So you definitely can't afford that. So you get subpar treatment.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. It says that the average retirement account balance for a Generation Xer is about $130,000. Bro, these people getting older and they don't have no money.
No money.
Right? It says the real cause for concern is that the median account balance for an individual in Generation X is only $10,000, bro. So that's why I said we practice debt. So from the baby boomers, Generation X, Generation Z, the silent generation,
Yeah.
we have debt and nothing saved
Yeah.
across all generations.
Where all our money going, bro?
Bad debt. Practicing debt. Living paycheck to paycheck. Living above our means. I have to have it now. It's spread across all of these decisions that we think are separate. But every time we make a decision to buy a car that we can't afford,
Yeah.
then we couple that with eating out multiple times a week.
Yeah.
Then we couple that with a vacation because either we want to go out the country or somebody else want to have a wedding, a birthday party, or a just because event.
Yeah. Or a sale at a retail store. They haven't buy one get one off and everything's 50% off. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase something.
Yes.
All of this is bad debt that is keeping us in the same cycle.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's a huge problem.
Huge problem. And the way I look at it is we're playing Monopoly.
Yeah.
All right. In Monopoly, when you play Monopoly, you would never in a million years roll those dice and not purchase an asset. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't land on New York, St. James, Boardwalk, Illinois, Marvin Garden, and not purchase it.
Yeah.
Because what you realize is that everyone else is going to start purchasing these assets, and I'm gonna have to start paying them.
Yeah.
And that little $200 a month every
time I land on it.
Yeah, it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be bankrupt real quick.
Yeah.
But what we do in our personal lives is we go check to check. There's no different than without purchasing assets.
Yeah.
It's no different than
going all the way around the board, collecting our 200 at go.
Yeah. And knowing that now Oriental and Vermont and all of these assets that are on this board are taken, and now I got to start paying my way. That's what happens.
Yeah.
We got to start we have to make it our business to purchase assets because the price of living goes up, just like in Monopoly. See, when you first start Monopoly, everybody on
the same level.
It's cool. Ain't nobody got no houses, no hotels,
no properties,
none of that, bro.
Yeah.
But then somebody says, "Hey, man, I want to start making this money. Let me put one house on here. Let me put two houses." And before you know it, the whole board is filled with houses and hotels, assets, which generate income. And if you haven't made the decision in your life to purchase some assets, it gets real hard.
Very hard.
And now you can't go around this board.
Yeah.
You know what just happened? You have become restricted.
Yeah.
You've become restricted to a certain place, and you can't survive that long. This is why people feel stressed out.
Now, this is why people are struggling, man. And they like, where my money going? I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of living the same way. Just feel like I can't get out this cycle. I'm stuck at life.
Yeah.
I'm getting increases on my job, but that's not even seeming like it's an increase.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's strain. It's a strain mentally, physically, emotionally, and definitely financially.
Definitely financially, bro.
Right. And so the play is simple.
And for men, I think that's the worst stress.
Financial stress, bro.
When our
men,
pockets ain't right,
ain't nothing right.
nothing right. I don't care what's going on around.
Real talk,
You ain't
bro.
got no paper in your pocket, boy. It's the
Oh
worst
my God,
feeling.
that's the worst feeling, bro. We sit our behinds down.
Yeah.
We sit, hey, bro. Hey, we can't go out tonight, man.
Yeah.
If y'all really want to get up with me, come chill at the crib.
Man, I can't go out broke.
Nah,
I can't be out broke.
man, you
Dude,
a
that's the-
window shopper. You know, 50 used to be your boy back in the day.
Right. Bro, that is the worst feeling in the world, to be out hanging around in an environment
And you can't get
where
nothing.
it costs money. Like, I don't understand how these dudes be at the club broke, bro. They be straight like
Yeah,
dancing, vibing.
right.
Hey, bro, buy me a drink. What?
Nah, that's crazy, bro.
You're in an environment where you have to spend money. You have to pay for parking. You have to pay the entry fee.
Yeah.
There's drinks that you got to pay. These women
Yeah.
require a little paper you got to spend on.
Right.
Like, the whole environment is about spending money.
Everything.
And you out here broke?
Broke is a joke, boy.
Man, look.
And that's how I feel about the mall. Like, I have to stay out of these environments because one, like, when we were little, bro, I hated window shopping, D.
Yeah.
I hated seeing, you remember Averex jackets, bro?
Yeah.
Ooh, I thought they were so
Yeah.
cold, boy.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it.
Yep.
I hate that feeling of seeing something that I want.
Like, why are we even here, bro?
Why are we here walking the mall? We ain't counting steps.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah. That was a bad feeling back in the day, bro.
And I will never do it again, bro. I ain't finna go nowhere and be like, oh, that's nice. Nah, man.
Exactly.
That's not me. I show back up when I can afford it or when I can purchase it.
What about the online shopping, window shopping? People think that ain't window shopping. That's window shopping.
Bro,
I was
that
just
get you
adding to the
worse.
cart until later.
Oh, that gets you worse, dude. Bro, I'm gonna tell you that online shopping, man. This is what happens, bro. When you actually shop for it, bro, it kind of feel good.
Yeah.
When you get it, when you purchase it,
Yeah.
and then it set in like, man, I just spent $500 on some clothes, and then you wait and you kind of anticipating them, and then when you get them, some of the stuff don't even be right, bro.
Mhm.
The material be different,
Yep.
and then I'll be like, man, I don't even want to go through the hassle of returning this
Yeah.
stuff, bro. So I just had to stop, like, going to all these online shops, bro.
Yeah.
Because again, it's not income producing.
Yeah.
That's my goal for this year, bro, is to not purchase one single item of clothing. And if I do,
Yeah.
Goodwill.
Yeah.
That's really my goal, bro.
Yeah, that's one of my goals as well. I just don't need it, man. I got so much stuff. I got so many liabilities laying around in the closet in the basement.
Man. Hey, goodness, man. And so
It's just like the stuff don't matter. After a while, it doesn't
does
matter,
not, bro.
Like, it's a thrill at the moment, but after a while, it just don't matter, man.
At all.
D, what was your first? When was the first time you were in debt? What was it? How much was it? Was it a big deal? Did you learn from it?
The first time I was
it a good
in
debt?
debt,
Was it bad debt?
the first time I was in debt was for my student loans. I went to a community college, associate's degree, and I left to go to the Air Force, but that debt followed me. And but I paid it. I owe y'all some money. It was like probably $3,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I paid it off, and not knowing that's building your credit.
Building credit.
You know, and so it was a cool experience. But I knew what happened was
Yeah.
they wanted me to pay $60,000, and this is 2005.
Yeah.
$60,000 for an associate's degree.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that was too much and I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
And so I chunked them the deuces. Like, I can't do this. They telling me over here they gonna pay for my education for free.
Yeah.
That's what's going down.
Yeah.
What's up, Tiger Man? What's up, dude?
Ty, can you pull that door for me? Mm-hmm.
Certainly didn't help. Didn't hurt. And so that's what happened, bro. And from there, I messed with my credit cards, and I really messed up my credit card. One thing,
You say you messed them up?
I messed up one.
Oh, okay.
I ended up. You remember, like I told you, I paid off my student loans. It's about $3,000.
Yeah.
I think I had like $1,000 that I owed on my credit card, and so I paid off the $1,000.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that too much time had passed and I had accrued some interest.
Mm-hmm.
So the next month, I think it was like $5.
Yeah.
I lost my mind, bro, over $5, bro.
Really?
Yeah. I had the card by that time, probably about 2 years.
Yeah.
And I lost my mind, bro. Like I was not happy. I'm like, I paid y'all the whole amount off. And they like, sir, but and y'all ain't trying to hear nothing at that point. And so
I had something on my credit from Commerce Bank, $1 on my credit report, bro. $1.
it wasn't even on my credit. It's just the fact that I thought I paid them $1,000.
Yeah.
And I don't owe y'all nothing else because again, I didn't understand interest.
Yeah.
And I knew how interest worked because
that's why $1 was on my account, because I thought I paid them all. We was in the clear.
Exactly,
and I go to check my report 8 years later when I know something a little bit more. It's like $1 from. I'm like, come on, bro.
We got to get intimate with our finances.
How y'all gonna keep reporting $1 on me, man?
Not give you a call, no nothing. But that's why. Look, that statement was coming in, and you thinking that you paid it off. You like, shh, throw it in the trash. I just looked at mine and was like, $5. Man, they must be crazy, man.
Right.
I'm going ham, bro.
Yeah.
They like, sir, so what do you want to do? I'm like, cancel it. I should have never canceled that card, bro. Because it just would have built and built and built more credit history. Yeah. I should just pay the little $5, swallow my little pride, my little ego.
But at the time, did you know about credit history?
I didn't. Yeah. That's why I canceled it. Right. So then I was just messing with Chase. I'm like, oh, nah, Chase, y'all my homeboys now. Like, I ain't messing with Bank of America no more. A couple years later, Bank of America was like, man, we got this card for you. I'm like, all right. But I could have had my original card that I had with Bank of America. And so they're just not being educated on, credit history and what factors go into a credit score.
Ooh, you just gave me an idea. We need to have an episode about credit.
Oh, yeah, that's in the works.
Credit and how to build. What is it? What it looks like, what it does, the benefits, the pros, the cons.
For sure.
Like, we really need to talk about credit.
For sure.
Because there's a lot of people that just don't know. We can't. What I don't want to do is assume that people know.
Right.
These terms, the literature, how they work. Like you just said at the time, you didn't know. So we may have a young teenage male just graduated from high school, becoming a young man, and he don't know.
Very true.
He can fall into the same trap. So I definitely want to talk about that and educate some people on that.
Yeah. A lot of things happen because we simply don't know.
You just don't know.
Yeah,
not that you're a bad person. It's not that you're broke and you got a poverty mindset. Like, we be so hard on ourselves and people talk.
Yeah.
No, we just don't know. A lot of the poverty, a lot of the debt that we get ourselves in is from ignorance.
Bro, that's what's happening now. Even in we talk about good debt, bad debt, even in the housing market, people are going to adjustable rate mortgages.
Horrible,
bro.
Horrible. But they don't know. They just don't know. And all they're doing is trying to shelter their families.
Yes.
Buying a house is always marketed as this American way. Like, you buy a house, you kind of like it sets you apart. Like, man, you just bought a house. Everybody, housewarming, come check out my house. Yeah. It's this supposed to have been this major celebratory moment, this good thing.
Yeah.
But they screwing you with them
interest rates. That's how we lost our house.
That's how we lost the house. Yeah,
it is. And I didn't know.
Yeah,
see, I didn't know that he signed that. I was learning about that at the time in my accounting class.
Yeah,
right. So had I known, I would have said, "Oh, we ain't doing that."
Yeah,
but I don't know his credit. And
it was a big class action lawsuit as well on that.
Really?
Because they changed the laws on that because it was just like, come on, man, y'all are really tricking people, and like it was like predatory.
Yeah.
So they had to pay a lot of money. Matter of fact, I think the
happening.
company is out of business now because it just
that's
all they were doing. They weren't doing fixed rates.
Wasn't even offering.
We ain't even offering them. This is what we doing.
Yeah.
And they was signing people up ignorantly.
Yeah.
And so a class that came out and they actually sued them and they had to force out trillions of dollars and they ended up bankrupting and going out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dad was a part of that.
Really?
Yeah, he's a part of that class act because it's so. Explain to people what it is.
An adjustable rate mortgage?
Yeah.
So an adjustable rate mortgage is simply a mortgage that is not fixed. Fixed means that it's this interest rate. So let's say back then, 4%, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't change. The 4% doesn't go up. It doesn't go down.
For the life of the long term. Yep.
Great, thank you. For an adjustable rate mortgage, you can start at 2% back then, right?
Yeah.
But it could rise. So if you had an adjustable rate mortgage and you initially came in, let's say you came in in 2020, mortgage rates were dirt cheap,
Yeah.
right? And so you got in at 2%. Well, then,
A pandemic happened.
oh my God, 2023 hit,
Yeah.
2022 around that area,
Yep.
those rates went
Crazy.
crazy, bro. And now your 2% could be at
12%.
12%, bro. And you didn't factor that in. You just thought, hey, man, we can afford this. And now you can't.
Which means that your mortgage payment goes up.
Thank you. Your mortgage payment just went up.
Yeah.
And now they have certain things to where it can't go up so drastically over such a short period of time.
Yeah.
But it's still going to go up,
Go
though.
up. Yeah.
That's what you signed up for.
Yeah. And when you already live and check to check and finances are already tight and you got other debt around you,
Yes.
shoot, a $30 increase.
Wreck your whole world.
Yep.
And now talk about hundreds of dollars
Increase
that you have to pay
or you lose your home.
or you lose your home. And then consider your insurance goes up,
Yep.
right? Things that are out of your control. Like now you can go from a $2,000 mortgage to a $2,500, $2,600, $2,700 mortgage.
Quick.
And you just bought that brand new
Car.
Cybertruck.
Yeah.
And now you owe
Absolutely.
$700 on that.
Yep.
Everything it happens like so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how we say in debt, like we're not even giving we're not giving ourselves a chance to save,
Yeah.
to invest in assets.
Yeah.
So that's what we got to start doing. A lot of this work needs to happen before we get into these situations. But there's still hope. We just got to start changing the way that we think
about these things
and the way we
educating
behave.
ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people they are used to living the same way as their parents.
Yeah.
And their parents. And so a lot of the stuff that we've learned and acquired over time, we had to get it out the mud.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had to read, we had to study, we had to do our research. One thing that I learned about debt is it ain't going nowhere unless you take care of it. A lot of people think like, oh, yeah, man, I'm gonna buy myself some time, or I ain't gonna pay it. I'm gonna just put it off. Like
Sweep it under the rug.
Sweep it under the rug.
It ain't going, happening.
It follows you, man. People run your name and they see that you are not a good steward. They see that you don't pay your bills.
Yeah.
And so we got to start developing these healthy habits.
Yeah.
Like, man, we got to start paying our bills.
Man, we gotta
stop. We gotta start paying our bills, and then we gotta stop adding more bills.
That's what it is.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. Oh, this is a new subscription. Or my new TV show come on that, and we adding bills on top of bills, and those small subscriptions are accumulating to larger bills. I told you on a prior episode, then we was talking, man. I say, man, I had $267 worth of subscriptions, bro.
Crazy, bro. Nah,
that's half of a mortgage.
I don't mess with companies because they like, I don't mess with AT&T on the internet cable tip.
Yeah.
Because I tried to separate from them, and they tried to charge me $500 for the equipment, and I couldn't get out of it.
Yeah.
This be the last $500 I pay y'all.
Yeah.
I don't mess with y'all no more.
Right.
Like, stop being married to these companies. Stop being loyal to these companies.
Yeah.
But then we got to start making the environment conducive to us.
Yeah.
It's just the fact of the matter, man. Like, I understand people want to be social. Again, y'all better start having get-together. Get back to some intimate relationships.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem, bro. We got intimate relationships with inanimate objects, with shoes and clothes and cars and
material possessions.
Yeah, and it's like, man, that is not leaving us fulfilled. It's not satisfying. It's leaving us broke, stressed out. So why would we continue to chase that?
Yeah. Hey, one play that I love that we've been able to develop to get out of debt.
Oh, you wanna give it to him now?
Yeah, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We rolling, man.
I love this play.
We rolling now, man. One play I love that we've implemented is Nexus.
Nexus, baby.
Nexus is an incredible tool, resource,
I love it.
and plan to get out of debt and get out of debt faster.
Yeah.
And this genius, he's always coming up with financial plays, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this dude, that's why I say, man, like Money Man Dan is gonna get to the money. He's gonna figure out how to move money around. He's gonna figure out how to navigate through these. He like, it's all my brother's such a cool nerd, y'all. Like it's all an algorithm. Like it's all like systems. And once you learn the systems, you can benefit from like the systems. And so he introduced this thing to us called Nexus. And it's three of us, three brothers. And so we were talking about that. And Dan was saying like, man, why don't we pool our income to pay off debt faster?
Easy.
And so we was like, oh, okay, cool. We always kind of like, it's easy when we present stuff to one another. It's like, all right, cool, it makes sense.
Right.
And then Dan was like, but it'd be better if we had 5.
Yeah.
And then so we added your brother, best friend, Fry.
Yeah.
And then we added another good friend of yours, which is Terrell.
Yeah.
At the time. And we just began to structure it. And I remember when you first started, we was like, okay, how is this about to work?
Right.
Because we was like, we giving X amount of dollars per month to each individual debt.
Mm-hmm.
So you would take a turn, which would be week 1. I'll take a turn week 2, James 3, 4, 5, and so on. But then we realized like it's gonna be too long for that next person to get their get back.
Yeah.
And so we had to devise it a certain way. You remember how we devised it?
Yeah, for sure. Depends on what you're talking about. So if you're still talking about the 5, yeah.
Correct.
So it's simple. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And so there are benefits both ways. See, everyone has a benefit in this thing. But it started with trust. I gotta say that. I didn't go to random people.
Sure.
I actually started off with Fry first. Me and him actually did it before.
2 people Nexus?
Yeah.
I thought it had to be an odd number for some reason.
Nah, it can work with 2 people. When 2 or more are gathered.
I'm in the room.
Real talk.
We can accomplish anything.
We can accomplish, right? And so that's what happened. Originally, he looked at, we were talking about debt, bro. You know, dudes be like, man, I got it.
Yeah.
And so I said, man, how much credit card debt you got? He said, man, I got this. I said, bro, I think I got about the same amount. We got in alone, but we don't have to get out of it alone. And that's
together
what we
win.
Yes, we've been tricked to believe that we got to do everything by
alone.
ourselves.
Yep.
And so it worked. I paid him first. He paid me, then I paid him. And so the benefits are.
Hold on. What? How did that go?
So if it was me and you doing it together, right? And you were first.
Yeah.
I would pay you the money.
So January, you paying me.
I pay you. February, March, it would go to me, and then it would go back to you in April.
Got you.
Right? And that's the play. And then you just keep repeating that over and over and over again.
So how does that help?
So how it helps, let's use the 3-person example just to make this short, right?
Yeah.
Me, you, and James, right? Let's say we put in $200 a month. James is first. He gets the benefit of not only having his payment of $200 that goes to his whatever debt that he decided to go towards, right?
Yeah.
Now he has an additional $400.
Correct. So I'm giving him 2, you giving him 2.
Yeah.
So it's $600 that particular month
that's going to his debt, right? And so now, if he had $1,000 on a card, right?
Yeah.
Now instead of putting that $200 on a card,
he just put $600
on the card. $600 on that card, right?
Yeah.
Now, the next few months, he got $400.
Yeah.
That he owes on that card, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, plus the interest, whatever that may be, right?
Yeah.
But it knocked out more principal. And he didn't do anything extra. He just said, hey, I got 2 brothers and what's up?
Yep.
That's what he did, bro.
Yep.
And so now we said, hey, now it's D turn. You got some debt that you need to pay off. Now you get the $600.
Yep.
Right? And now after your month, then I get the $600.
Yep.
Right? But because I waited, right?
Yep.
I get the reward of having the back to back. So
Yeah.
now I get the 6. Hey, that
I
person who get
love that
you
back to
being that,
back. At first, I was trying to be first, and then I realized, no, I want to be the back to back guy.
The back to back guy gets rewarded because he had to wait for the first.
The first two.
Yeah, and I built that trust up with y'all.
Yeah.
Right. So then James went first, you went second, and then I came third.
Yeah.
So now I got $600 to go toward my credit card debt. But
So
now,
March and April, you get to push $1,200 to
yes.
and these numbers can also change. It don't have to be 2. You can have 500. It can be 1,000. You could do 100. You could do 50.
Yeah.
You could do whatever number is comfortable and conducive to you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people are like, man, every time I introduce this and I try to introduce this concept to other people, they just can't wrap around. Well, I don't have people that can afford that. I was like, well, just put it down to 50. Any extra money towards your principal amount is going to help you
out. But one thing that we did before we got involved, before we really began the process of execution, we looked at our finances and said, what can you do comfortably for the next?
We're not trying to
months?
stretch you.
We that's not what's about to happen, right? You can do this comfortably, and everybody came up with their number, and we settled on, I think it was $200, $250.
Yep.
Okay.
I remember.
And so that's what we settled on. So now I'm not stretching.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not stressing myself out. You not being stressed, and this is maintainable.
Yeah.
Because what you don't want to have happen is you get started, and then people, oh man,
I can't even. That's the worst.
Nah, and so that's what we prevented that up
front.
Like, what can you do multiple times over, and then we arrive at this number, which is 250, like you said, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, if it's between me, you, and James, that's $750, which is $1,500 on that back to back on my end.
Yeah.
Right. And so now that's how I paid off my credit card so fast, bro.
Yeah, me
because
too.
They thought I was coming in this thing alone.
Exactly.
I ain't doing it alone no more.
Yeah.
And now when my credit cards, this is the exponential returns that you get.
Yeah, I love that word now.
Now my credit card utilization is going down.
Yep.
And my credit score went up.
Yep.
And I ain't stressed.
And you ain't did nothing extra.
I just brought in my 2 brothers who I love, cherish, and trust.
Yep.
And they ain't gonna stab me in the back, and I ain't finna stab them in the back.
Because the relationship matters more than any monetary possession anyway.
Yeah. So now I get the benefit of having trust in a relationship with my brothers to apply it to this financial situation.
Yeah.
And then it come right back down to you.
Yep.
And then it come right back down to little bro.
Yep.
So now we just paid off each of us $1,500, the same amount of money that we would have paid in that same amount of time. But what we did is we sped up the process.
Yep.
That's the benefit of a Nexus.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have had that $750 in the beginning.
Yeah.
He would have only had his $250.
And what I love about Nexus too is as you all get out of debt, now you start the conversation being elevated, moving from we're trying to get out of debt to now we're trying to purchase assets.
That's
what I love about it, because now that $750 no longer, I don't want any son. Thank you. Now that $750 is the same $750 that you guys are already been used to saving up. It's a habit now.
And you have greater financial flexibility because you don't have
to pay your
debt.
money to anybody. Yeah.
So those are just the and now I know, man, we can do this at any time.
Yeah.
We can run this play at any time, bro. That's why I don't be tripping off debt no more.
Exactly.
That's really
God,
so you got to think about that, D. So couple that with a 0% interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
Go check out the Credit Card Paradox if you haven't checked that out.
Please go watch that video, y'all. It's going to help y'all so much.
So those 2 things, transferring your balance to a 0% interest rate if you're trying to knock off credit cards, plus a Nexus, are you winning?
Are you winning?
You are winning. And it changes the dynamic. It changes the playing field.
Yeah.
Now we're not playing by their rules no more.
Exactly.
We're playing by our rules. And that's the only thing that happened. The only thing that happened, D, was I started to think about money.
Yep.
See, that's the thing, bro. We think about who gonna win the Super Bowl, who gonna win the NBA championship.
Yeah.
We think about who gonna be the NBA All-Star. We think about who gonna go platinum and this feud between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. Like, That
silly
doesn't
stuff.
matter.
It's
That's
not going to
not going
benefit your situation or change your situation one bit.
Nothing about that is going to change your life.
Yeah.
So I just started to think about money.
Yeah.
How can I benefit from simple things that are going to have exponential returns and improve not only my situation,
Yeah.
improve my brother's situation?
So D, when was that when was the first initial? Do you remember the first initial Nexus time? Not between you and Fry, but between 5 of us.
What do you mean the first initial time?
Like how long ago how long ago did we implement Nexus into our lives?
Ooh, next had to be 2018.
Okay. And
Around
it's,
2018.
I'm asking for a reason.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I really wish that we would have stayed together. But another thing that we did was we started to implement like daily motivational quotes.
we did.
And that kept us, because you got to think, I was the center of it,
Yeah.
because Fry, that's my brother,
Yeah.
right? Rail, that's my guy,
Right.
right? And you all know each other, but you all don't have as deep of a connection as we do.
Right.
But you all know.
But because both of those two guys trust you, man, lil' bro trusts you. That's the connection piece.
Exactly. And that's
all
all
things
it
connected.
is. All things are connected, bro. That's what happened.
Yeah. So I asked that question because you said it dated back to 2022 or
2018.
2018. So
Yeah.
we're in 2024. That's 6 years.
Yeah.
So I just did the math. If all of us would have continued to do Nexus, like
At that clip.
got out of debt, and kept putting $250 into an account,
Yeah.
every year we would have had $15,000.
That's what it was supposed to go to.
That's what it's supposed to go to. So you do 15,000 times 6. At this point, we would have had $90,000 just sitting in the bank, or we would have been purchased assets. I'm sure about it.
That's the next play. The first play is everything, and that's why I said I started to think about these things, right? So the first play was, hey man, we got to get us some financial flexibility.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to hear me say that a lot. You have to give yourself financial flexibility.
You got to be able to move around with your money.
You have to, right? And so getting out of the debt was the first part.
Yeah.
The next part is, let's build some assets.
Yes, sir.
So now, we got $750 coming in.
Yeah.
Right? But these assets are producing more money. So now, if it's a $250 a month asset, now we got $1,000 every month.
Yeah.
Right? And so when that starts to happen, you say, "Oh, I like this. Let me go get another asset.
Yeah.
Let me do this again. Oh, man, the Challenger got hit, man. I need to go get another car. Oh, no problem. We can run a Nexus on that too.
Yep.
Nexus can literally be applied to anything: your car note, your house, your credit cards, your student loans, any form of
revolving
debt.
debt, it can apply to it.
Any form of debt, you can apply it.
It's beautiful, man. It's look, if y'all haven't listened to anything we've said in these 30 plus episodes, Nexus is the thing that you want to adopt.
It is.
You have family members, you have friends, you have loved ones, you have somebody in your life, hopefully, that you can trust. If you're a person that ain't got nobody that you can trust and you can go to, I'm praying that you change your ways, because that's on you.
For real. You put it way more eloquent than I was.
You get the help you need. You go to therapy and talk and resolve some issues.
Yeah.
But we all have somebody that we can do this next with. And I thought it had to be 3 to 5, 3, 5, 7. But you said, no, it can be 2. It can be 3. It can be 4. It can be any multiple of numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. The only reason why we went from 5, because it took a while.
It took a long time.
It took a while. So we was like 3 is probably the optimum.
Yeah.
Right? You just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And so, but the benefit is the same. And then my thing is, I run next with multiple people, with multiple groups.
That's what I was trying to do. I was telling Tyler mom, and I was like, y'all and dad, like, yeah. I was like, man, let's do this next. And she's like, I don't know nobody that can afford it. I said, you got one?
You know me. That's my answer.
You got one?
Every time, bro.
You got another one? Like, it sound like a little auction. Like, you gonna do it? You gonna do it? So, to the
yeah, bro. That's what happens, bro.
Yeah.
But that's what you see, this distrust.
Yeah.
Right? and this disconnect with our finances when I offer a simple solution. See,
We'll party together, D. We'll eat barbecue together. We'll dance and play spades and spoons, and we'll do all of those things. We'll seem like we best friends, like we know our family and friends in the most intimate ways. But when it come to money, bro,
man,
it's just
it's
like
a black hole.
Like it's like we're not gonna address that big elephant that's standing there.
Yeah.
All of us are collectively telling each other through hints and through side conversations that we all struggling. That we all in debt.
Yeah.
Man, why not just say, man, be open up front? Like, man, I'm tired of this, man. I'm working 2 jobs. I ain't got no sleep.
Yeah.
Like, man, you ain't got to work 2 jobs. Let's just do Nexus.
That's it.
Man, what's Nexus? Oh, this is. Yeah, please adopt Nexus. Please. It's genius. It's so smart. You don't have to go at this thing called life alone. And that's all things connected is about. It's about connecting with your fellow brother, your fellow sister, your fellow friend that's willing to link with you and to make your life easier. So that's why we always preaching against this independence movement, this
do it all by myself.
Do it all by myself, moving out the house when you 18, putting your kids out. We against all of that trash because we see the power of togetherness.
Yeah.
And when we operate together, it's simple, y'all. We win.
Yeah. And
together we win.
And we ain't even saying like you're going to become a millionaire on this type of stuff. But what you can. But what happens is that paycheck to paycheck nonsense goes away. The debt goes away. Right? The stress goes away.
This is literally the path to financial freedom, D.
Yes.
Like it literally set me up to the things that I was up at night stressing about when I was trying to figure out I can't spend this money here.
Yeah.
Like it literally opened up my finances and it allowed me to be flexible and have that wiggle room to still be able to go out to Chick-fil-A when I want to go to Chick-fil-A because I know like I got X amount of dollars coming in to help me.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling y'all, run this play, man. Yeah. We got a bunch of other plays we're gonna give y'all, but this is a play that I'm very, very adamant about because I know it works.
Yeah. You just take advantage of time and numbers the same way that all of these debt organizations are doing. They're taking advantage of time and numbers.
Yep.
That's the game. There's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
There's strength when we act. Look, the time going by anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Either your debt gonna keep going up or it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
You choose. And you choose how hard it is to pay it off.
Yeah.
We telling you it's not that hard. It is not hard.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you for creating these systems, bro, and these plays. And introducing them to it. Because a lot of people get their tricks and their trades and they keep them to themselves so they can be the big fish in the small pond or so they can look down on people. Man, but you give us this information freely. And man, thank you. It has changed my life. And I know it's going to change millions of people's lives once we keep preaching this Nexus thing and putting it in front of their faces. And as we continue to market good, positive, healthy relationships with family members and friends, good, healthy, positive relationships with money and finances, good, healthy, positive relationships with the way we eat, the way we work out. Like all of these things, whether you know it or not, are connected.
They are.
And that's the whole base of this. So thank you, man. I definitely appreciate you, bro.
You got it, bro.
All right. This has been the Debt Paradox.
The Debt Paradox.
This is the way how you get out of debt. And so we thank y'all. I'm not even going to say if this has added value. I know this specific episode has added value. And we asking y'all to continue to follow us and subscribe to this channel for more tips and tricks and tools and plans and strategies to be able to become debt free. So we thank y'all. We love y'all. I'm Tread the Great.
I'm just Daniel.
We out.
45,000.